with functional medicine? And the answer is yes. We've been doing functional medicine for over 25 years. South Florida Integrative Health Center has been helping people get to the root causes of their conditions, of their symptoms. And it's so important to understand that just Googling different things can be helpful at times, but often it leads down a path, a misleading path, and people get bits and pieces of health information, and sometimes they're almost on the right track. And that is our job here, through our 25 years of experience in integrative medicine, putting together the best of conventional regular medicine, excellent diagnostics, lab testing, and biomarkers, blood pressure, and numbers on labs. That is all very important. Different MRIs, CAT scans, ultrasounds are excellent when it comes to regular medicine. But then what do you do about it? Can it be done in a less interventional way at times if we can be ahead of the diagnoses? So you see, the ranges on the labs lead to only finding out when there's a disease. What we want to do is be looking at optimal numbers on the labs, but we also want to be doing in-depth labs to really see these underlying contributors of aging. People don't realize that it's not just seeing these different specialists, which are very important, but it's tying it all together and seeing where something in the gut, an overgrowth of bacteria, an overgrowth of candida, a yeast, or a parasite, can affect another condition in a different part of the body. So we see on gut testing that certain bacteria are correlated with metabolic syndrome and vitamin deficiencies and other autoimmune conditions. So we really want to look holistically at a person and not just break a person down into different specialties. So functional medicine is very holistic because it takes everything and puts it together. It takes the whole system: endocrinology, gastroenterology, and allergies and asthma, all these things, putting it together. What are the underlying causes and what are these contributors? Many people don't get all of this done because they're going from specialist to specialist, and they're only looking at the person from that angle, from that body system, not the whole person. So what we want to do in integrative medicine is we're able to order a complete set of in-depth labs that really goes over these contributors of aging: inflammation, oxidative stress, poor gut health, poor detoxification, mitochondria health, hormones, and how the hormones are acted in the body. Are they optimal? Are they converting in the body to and not having not being bound up? So you'd see it's very important to really optimize hormones, not just to wait for a frank disease. And that's what's so important. And this is how we help people. They come to our office and to our center, a South Florida Integrative Health Center, and we look at the whole person. We really get a complete history of what's been going on in their life, their foods that they've been eating, environmental toxins that they might have encountered, and the different ways that they're living with sleeping habits and stress. And we put it all together with lab markers. And that's what's key: the biomarkers of cortisol and adrenal health and thyroid health. And if there's certain nutrients that are impairing the thyroid from converting to the active hormones, which is being checked on many labs, on many people. So we want to put it all together so a person can go on their wellness journey and have all these underlying contributors of aging optimized. And that's what our goal is. And that's what the protocols that we have. So for example, when there's elevated uric acid, before it gets to the stage of gout, before it gets to that disease diagnosis number of, let's say, on the uric acid, the number 8. But what if it's somewhere in between and still it's elevated, but not quite yet at the range, at the number where we're going to call it a disease and have a medication for it? See, that's where we want to be preventative. We want to see where that number is increasing and do things to help improve that number. Many things in our bodies work on enzyme systems, and we can give nutrients, vitamins, minerals, amino acids to support these enzyme systems, such as uric acid, methylation, and homocysteine. And even when there's low grade inflammation, we want to get to the root cause of: is there an overgrowth of bacteria, or are there environmental toxins, or is there poor liver detoxification? Once we really assess and put it all together, then we have protocols to improve these parameters that we're looking at, these contributors of aging. We want to lower the uric acid to, and not, it's never like lowering all the way. It's always going to be at the perfect balance. So many numbers, it's not the lower the better. For example, cholesterol, it's not the lower the better. And other examples, homocysteine and uric acid, all of those don't want to be elevated, but you don't want to drive them where the lower is the better. There's a perfect number, and this is what we work at in functional medicine, getting to the optimal numbers on all of these underlying root causes of aging, such as insulin resistance, cortisol, fatigue, adrenal dysfunction, thyroid dysfunction, where the active hormones aren't converting right, neurotransmitters, which a lot of which is being caused by gut health. And that's why root causes are so important to get to, and looking at a person holistically. If we only looked at neurotransmitters and only tried to keep a certain neurotransmitter available in the brain, we'd be forgetting or not really looking into the fact that so much is coming from the gut when it comes to neurotransmitters, brain and mood health. So it is so important that your health, to know that your health can be improved with functional medicine. And the way that it's done is through integrative, using the best of both worlds, the lab markers from conventional medicine. They have great labs, but it depends how you're looking at the labs and how in depth you want to order these labs, and not just certain specialties ordering certain labs, so a person has to go from specialty to specialty. You want to be able to put it all together, and if you need the specialties, that's great. And if you need it at an urgent and an emergency, then that's important too, to use conventional medicine. But when you want to be preventative and proactive in your health and prevent these root cause, these chronic diseases, you want to approach it by optimizing the underlying contributors of aging and testing for that, and looking deeply into the gut microbiome health, into whether we're detoxifying our hormones, into whether there's excessive free radicals or oxidative stress. So that way we can hone in, and we always use food as medicine. Food is first, so we can hone in whether there's vitamin deficiencies, nutrient deficiencies, amino acid deficiencies. Then we're going to really hone into certain ways of eating. Again, we don't try to do these fad diets. How is a person, the way they're going to eat based on their labs and what we're finding out on their gut microbiome and what we're finding out on how their liver is detoxifying? How can we use targeted nutrients to improve a person's health and really lead them to an optimal level of health and to age well? Any questions, reach out by our website, which is right there on the corner of the screen. And you can give us a call, which is also available on our website, and contact us. Any questions, please leave in the comments. And everyone have a great, healthy